An Apache man stood chained in the town square. "Thief!" they were shouting. "He robbed the store!" In 1898, an Apache warrior named DrThey was accused of a crime he didn't commit. There was no evidence, there were no witnesses, just prejudice. And everyone was ready to believe it. The sheriff arrested him, the judge prepared to convict him, the town wanted to hang him. But that night, something happened. The real thief came forward, and in that moment, the townspeople understood something. Prejudice is the greatest crime. This is the story of false accusation and the shame that followed. Hello, my dear friend. I'm Ricardo Rodriguez, the narrator of Dreams and Destinies. Before we begin, I invite you to subscribe to our channel and tell me which city you're watching from. A big hug and enjoy the story. DrThey was a 35-year-old Apache warrior. In his youth, he had lived with his tribe. But when the army came, many Apaches were sent to reservations. DrThey had managed to escape. Now, he lived on a small piece of land outside the town of Copper Springs. He hunted, he sold meat, he worked leather. He was an honest man. He kept his word. He never lied. According to Apache tradition, honor was more important than anything. Even though the townspeople didn't trust him, DrThey had never harmed them. He just wanted to live in peace. But the townspeople always looked at him with suspicion. "He's an Apache," they would say. "Be careful." The town's largest store, Harrison's General Store, belonged to him. Its owner, Samuel Harrison, was 45 years old, wealthy and respected. Everyone knew him. Everyone trusted him. "Samuel is an honest businessman," they would say. "He takes care of his family. He goes to church. He serves the community." But no one knew. Samuel had a secret. He had debts, very large debts. He gambled, and he was losing. His family didn't know. The town didn't know. But the creditors knew. And they wanted their money from Samuel. Samuel was desperate. He didn't know where to get the money. And then he made a plan. That morning, when Samuel opened his store, everything was normal. Customers came and went. DrThey came too. He sold his game meat. Samuel paid him. DrThey thanked him and left. In the afternoon, Samuel closed the store. And he hid the valuable items himself. Silver watches, gold rings, expensive fabrics. He put them all in a bag and hid them in his house's basement. Then he went to the sheriff. "Sheriff," he shouted, "I've been robbed. Valuable items were stolen from my store." Sheriff Johnson jumped up. "When?" "Today," Samuel said, his voice trembling. "During lunch, when I came back, everything was gone." "Who did it?" the sheriff asked. Samuel hesitated, then said quietly, "Only one person is suspicious. That Apache, DrThey. He was here today. And, they're untrustworthy." The sheriff frowned. "Are you sure?" "Who else could it be?" Samuel said. "He's a stranger. He's different. And maybe he needed it." The sheriff nodded. "All right, I'll find him." That evening, the sheriff went to DrThey's cabin. DrThey was sitting outside by the fire. When he saw the sheriff, he stood up. "Sheriff Johnson," he said respectfully, "how can I help?" "DrThey," the sheriff said harshly. "Did you go to Harrison's store today?" "Yes," DrThey said. "I sold meat. Why do you ask?" "Because," said the sheriff, "valuable items were stolen from the store, and you are the main suspect." DrThey was shocked. "I didn't steal anything. I just sold meat and left." "That's your story," the sheriff said. "Now you're under arrest. Hold out your hands." "But I'm innocent," DrThey said. "Tell it to the judge," the sheriff said, putting handcuffs on him. The next day, the sheriff brought DrThey to the town square. A crowd gathered. Everyone came to see him. "There's the thief," someone shouted. "Apache thief," another added. DrThey bowed his head. He wasn't ashamed because he was innocent, but he was humiliated. Samuel Harrison was there too. Standing at the front of the crowd, his face had a serious expression, but inside, he felt guilt. "Is this true, Samuel?" someone asked. "Did he steal?" Samuel hesitated, then nodded. "Yes, I'm sure." The crowd shouted angrily. "Hang him," they said. "Thieves should be hanged." The judge stepped forward. "There will be a trial tomorrow, but the evidence is clear. This man is probably guilty." DrThey raised his head. "I am innocent," he said loudly. "An Apache man does not lie. I did not take those items." But no one listened. That night, Washtay sat in his jail cell. He was chained, he was tired, but he had hope. The truth will come out, he thought. It must. But how? There was no evidence. There were no witnesses, only Samuel's word, and the town believed Samuel. Washtay prayed to the Apache gods for justice, for truth. Samuel Harrison was at home, but he couldn't sleep. He lay in bed, but his eyes were open. In his mind was Washtay's face, that calm, dignified face. "I am innocent," Washtay had said, and Samuel knew it was true. His wife slept beside him. His children slept in the other room. They trusted Samuel. They respected him. But Samuel was a liar, a thief. "What am I doing?" he thought. "I'm destroying an innocent man." But he had debts. If he told the truth, he would lose everything. He would lose his family. He would lose his respectability. Maybe I can stay silent, he thought. Maybe no one will find out. But that night, Samuel never slept. The next day, the trial began. Almost everyone in town was there. The courtroom was packed. The judge took his seat. "Mr. Harrison, please tell us what happened." Samuel stood up. He told the story, that the store was robbed, that Washtay was there, that he was suspicious. "Are there any other witnesses?" the judge asked. "No," Samuel said, "but the logic is clear. Who else could it be?" The judge looked at Washtay. "Do you have a defense?" Washtay stood up. "I only sold meat. I took my money and left. I didn't steal anything. As an Apache man, I give you my word. I am innocent." "But is there evidence?" the judge asked. "No," Washtay said. "Only my honor." The crowd laughed. "Honor," they said. "An Apache's honor." The judge banged his gavel. "Silence," then took a deep breath. "Mr. Washtay, I find you—" And just then, the door opened. Samuel Harrison's young son, little Daniel, ran inside. "Stop!" he shouted. "My father is lying." Everyone turned. Samuel froze. "Daniel," Samuel said, "what are you doing?" "My father is lying," Daniel repeated in tears. "He hid the items in the basement. I saw them." The room fell into silence. "Daniel," the judge said, "are you sure?" "Yes," Daniel said. "Last night I went down to the basement. I saw the items in a bag, hidden. I asked my father. He told me be quiet, but I can't be quiet. Mr. Washtay is innocent." All eyes turned to Samuel. Samuel's face had gone pale. His hands were trembling. "Samuel," the judge said sternly, "is this true?" Samuel bowed his head. There was a long silence. Then he slowly nodded. "Yes," he said, his voice broken. I did it. I had debts, gambling, desperation, and I accused an innocent man." The room erupted. People were shouting, screaming. Samuel looked at Washtay. Tears were streaming down his cheeks. "I'm sorry," he said. I was so afraid, and I made you the victim. Forgive me." Washtay looked at him, a long, deep look, then said quietly, "Thank you for telling the truth, but forgiveness will take time." The trial ended. Samuel was arrested. Washtay was freed. But the townspeople were silent. Everyone had looked at Washtay. They had called him a thief. They had condemned him. They had wanted to hang him. And they were all wrong. An elderly woman approached Washtay. "I'm sorry," she said quietly. "We judged you without knowing." "With prejudice," Washtay said. "Not without knowing. With prejudice." The woman bowed her head. "You're right. And we should be ashamed." Other townspeople approached too. One by one they apologized, but on Washtay's face there was pain. "I accept your apologies," he said. "But remember, it's easy to judge a man. But once you've judged, that wound never fully heals." Weeks later, the townspeople did something. They organized a meeting and invited everyone. The town mayor spoke. "We did a great injustice to Washtay. We judged him. We accused him without evidence, only with prejudice. And this is unacceptable. The crowd listened silently. From today forward, the mayor said, no one in this town will be judged because of their race, language, or origin. We have learned from this mistake. And that day, they erected a monument in the town square. It read, Justice seeks truth. Prejudice creates guilt. We made our choice. Justice. Washtay looked at that monument, and for the first time, he smiled. Maybe, he said, maybe change is possible. Sometimes the greatest lessons are learned from the most painful mistakes. Washtay was falsely accused, humiliated, put in chains. But when the truth came out, the town learned a lesson. Prejudice is the most dangerous crime because it convicts innocent people and divides communities. This story reminds us that before judging someone, we must seek truth. We must seek evidence, and most importantly, we must confront our prejudices. If this story touched you, please like and comment. In the next video, I'll tell you another unforgettable story. See you soon.